Welcome everyone to today's reading on. Actually, this is a very interesting topic. I was in my dream, I saw some past memories from my own school life, which still haunt me to this day. And I took that as a hint that I needed to do this today. So today's topic is, how has the current education system impacted you, or to be precise, wounded your image, self-identity, um, or how has it molded you, which negatively impacts you, and how can you heal it so that you do not attract those cycles and patterns again. For instance, let's say if you had let's say teacher or who was very abusive to you, or let's say you had a group of friends who bullied you a lot, or you had a very hard time when you had to give exams and it would give you nightmares. So all of that affects your emotional well-being, and there is a way to heal it, and I wanted to look at that today. So we have three piles to choose from today. First is the yellow paper tape, and yeah, it with the yellow color, it tells me that your choices, how you choose, make choices in your life currently, is very influenced by it, because yellow is the color of the root chakra. And um, yeah, so that might have been affected by the incidents that happened with you during your school life, or not even just school life, even if you had higher education. uh, there might have been people who perhaps did not include you with the um, circle. You didn't feel accepted enough, so that can resonate with some people watching this video. Then the second pile is the sticky note, and it's the blue sticky note. So this definitely has to do with your communication. Perhaps you felt like you could not share your ideas openly, or perhaps you felt intimidated to speak your mind or to participate in certain events, or you just felt like um, the blue is the color of the throat chakra. So some of you might be attracted to the pile number two. And finally, we have this Japanese pen drive. And this is about a lot of memory work being done. Like perhaps you felt like school life is all about memorizing stuff, or if you felt like you have a lot of memories from your school life that you feel uncomfortable to revisit, like there's some resistance in revisiting it because of how unpleasant it may have been, or you really hold on to the things that were taught to you during school life, and perhaps you need to update them in accordance with your own truth. And yeah, so that's for pile number three. So feel free to meditate on the three piles, and when you're confident with your choice, go ahead and pick the timestamp provided in the description box below. So see you guys there. Welcome, pile number one. Those of you who were drawn to this yellow tape, so this is like a paper tape, sort of a highlighter. So just like a fun fact, maybe some of you were really into highlighting stuff in your books, and that's how you studied. So that's just like some people. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at, how did the education system wound you or impact you that you can heal at this moment? How did the education system Impact pile 1. How did the education system impact pile 1? Okay. So we have got, yeah, with the solar plexus chakra, I was getting that it has definitely affected your personal strength and peace. Um, so the message, the impact that's coming through here is, as children, we are quite innocent and very open, and that's how we should spend the rest of our lives, to be honest, because when we are emotionally open and hopeful and loving and accepting, um, yes, there may be situations that that happen to us so that we can learn some lessons, such as setting healthy boundaries, not allowing everybody into your reality, and learning to trust your intuition, like as to who you can open up to and who you cannot open up to. So those sort of lessons are there to teach you so that you can receive the same love back. Now, sometimes what happens is we misunderstand when we are trying to give somebody our love all the time. We sometimes misunderstand when people don't bother care returning the same love back to you. We start to think that we are unlovable, or we are not good enough, or yeah, so things like that. So perhaps that is what has affected your confidence and strength within yourself, because the people you met in your education system were very emotionally hurt and broken themselves. So even when a child's pure heart, open heart, wants to receive love back, but because they are strict and closed off, it ends up hurting the person who is emotionally open at that time. So that's why it's very important to only allow people who are emotionally available into your life. Now, as children, we don't have this knowledge or wisdom, but these experiences are not meant for us to close ourselves off just like somebody else did to us in the past. The why this happens is so that we can increase our tolerance but retain our innocence. Our innocence is the most precious trait, in my opinion, and that is what is most attractive about a person: their innocence, their unconditional loving capacity, their capacity to forgive. That is what attracts miracles and magic into your life, because you are so open to the highest vibrations. And yes, it can also attract negative and low vibrations and emotionally unavailable and people and energy vampires, but the universe does not want you to close yourself off. The universe wants you to take your power back from the situation and heal. So, so yeah, this is again talking about a lot of negativity was thrown at you, perhaps during your school life. So let me think of what example wants to come through here. Yeah, so the first example that is coming through here is perhaps, you are somebody who, this is just an example, fit it into your situation as it resonates for you. But how it's coming to me is that perhaps you were somebody who was very exploratory, very curious, and you wanted to participate in a lot of things and events and be a part of it, basically. But perhaps the people who were in charge did not think that you would be the right fit. And uh, that is like that sort of rejection on a child's mind, like can be very detrimental to their own how they see themselves. Like they can start perceiving themselves as not good enough and worthy, and that is not the truth, because the truth is we are how we program ourselves till the age of 8. We are like an open, like we are being programmed just like a computer is programmed, with the operating system. Similarly, we are being programmed till the age of 8, and whatever family and societal patterns exist around you, you start embodying that. And when a child has to face this sort of a rejection at a very early age, they start their programming. It gets ingrained that they are not good enough to be a part of something that they desired, and that ends up attracting people who repeat that pattern and show them again and again that they are not good enough. So how this pattern may manifest in your jobs, like you trying to be a people pleaser in a way and try to lower your standards, overwork yourself, try to overcompensate, think that you have to overcompensate because of the lack within you. And that sort of pattern gets repeated even in relationships, where you overwork and overcompensate in relationships so that the other person does not leave you. So that's why it's so important to address the root cause, from where it started and how can we heal that. So universe wants you to know that the people who thought that you did not deserve to be a part of something, was not your truth. It was not that you were unworthy to be a part of it. It was their own. Don't allow their broken, emotionally unavailable side, that once hurt you. Don't allow yourself to embody it yourself, because when we get hurt like this, we start to become that. We are so hurt. When we're so hurt by something, we start embodying it ourselves because of the sheer amount of attention we are giving to it. So one example would be, let's say you are preparing for an exam, and your family members, they are saying that you will never make it. You're not good enough to qualify for this exam. And then you actually end up not being successful in that exam, but you keep on trying. And let's say after a few turns, you do make it. And though you make it, but you're so wounded in your psyche that it haunts you every day. And then what happens is you become that pain that you once, what's that called? You once was so hurt by, you become that pain. And now when you're all successful, you do that to other people. Like you tell somebody else that you are a failure, this is not how this should be, and all of that. Like you start embodying it. And this is an endless cycle, and that's why people start to think that this is the reality of life. But the truth is that they have not healed from the same cycle they've been living in for the past 20 years, like whatever time period. But yeah, so whatever that personal incident is to you, this is the moment the universe wants you to heal, to release it to the source and embody your innocence back. Yes, don't be open and open to everybody, because there are people who are broken and they are only going to end up hurting you. So you have to protect yourself, but there are people who are going to be able to reciprocate that innocence back to you, that love back to you, and that is what the universe wants you to have in this lifetime. And emotionally, mature relationship with your romantic life, with your career, with yourself. Be open hearted, because the openness, because we are all transmitters and receivers in a sense. And sometimes when we have experienced such hurtful experiences, we just block our receivers. And when we block that receiver, we are blocking ourselves from the magic of the universe. We are blocking ourselves from the truest potential, the true abundance that is there for us to grab. So this is the reminder from universe that you have always been worthy and good enough. And don't allow your past to dictate your present or your future. Be open hearted. You now, through that experience, you realize that not everybody is worthy of your love. That's what that experience has taught you. And take this moment an opportunity to release that and say that I let go of my past pain and incidents, and I choose to embrace openness and love and magic, because that's what I want to manifest in my reality, and because that's what I deserve to experience in this lifetime. Okay, pal one, and finally, I wanted to get some more information on how you can heal this. So one is consciously choosing to release this, like first acknowledge whatever incident that this reading triggered in you. It would come as, like, when I was speaking, it would have come to you as a flashback from the past. So you have realized that incident. Now consciously choose to release that and send yourself the love. Allow yourself to receive the unconditional love universe is sending you at this moment. And the other more information on how you can heal this wound that this education system has caused to you. Wall clothes. Okay, so this is actually this is something that, this is the metaphorical, not like literal. It can also mean literally, but the universe speaks to us through metaphors. So let me just decode what this means, but I'll read out the clues out loud. So we have wall clothes, and we have slave computer. So this slave computer is definitely saying that your old programming, the this that has caused, is it's time to get rid of those clothes that are hanging in your closet. So yeah, that's just a confirmation on how to heal this. So this is a confirmation that yes, there is some incident that affected you negatively, and it's time to let that old skin go and like, you know how different insects, they shed their skin once in a while and transform into a new phase of their lives. So that's what the universe is guiding you to do. So that was all of your reading pipeline. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a like. Hello, Pile 2. So those of you who chose this sticky note deck, perhaps you're the kind of person, like Pile 1 was the kind of person who likes to highlight things while they're studying. And perhaps you are somebody who likes to work with sticky notes. So that's just a trivia for Pile 2. You may be like that, and I personally do that as well, so I find it quite helpful. And with the blue color, we have communication, throat chakra. How well are you able to convey your truth into the world? So that's how that's what I'm getting with this sticky note deck. So Let's take a look at how has the education system influenced or impacted. File 2. How has the education system impacted? File 2. So the thought that's coming to me while I'm shuffling is obviously like during school you have to prepare for a lot of exams, and um and I personally I didn't realize how much of an impact those exams had on me. Like I still wake up thinking, oh no, I have this exam tomorrow and it's also clashing with another exam that I have to prepare for. Oh no, did I miss out on what the teacher explained the other day? Like, do I have all the notes ready? Oh no, do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? So, during the the education system in itself is so overwhelming to a child. It triggers, like it makes a child so anxious. Instead of teaching the child how to be and how to create with authenticity, the education system right now is focused so much on, like, just bulking all the information that's available into the child's mind, like just shoving it into the child's mind and putting so much pressure, like do this project, do that project, you have these many tests, these many exams. It's like the child, I would not go back, and I don't really know how I managed to survive my school, honestly, because I would never go back. It was so stressful. A child, and that's what continues in your job life as well. Like once you're so used to that pressure environment, you attract that as you grow up, and you um like feel like you have to work over extra and overwork yourself to success. That sort of thing happens. So in a world that is full of unconditional love and creativity, the age of Aquarius world, where the heaven will reside on earth, in that sort of a world, a child will be allowed to be. That's why I guess so many people are opting for homeschooling now. Like I know some amazing people who were homeschooled, and I can just see the level of um like their education was so um like authentic to them, personalized to them, and that's what has like given them the sense of confidence and expression, and their innocence is still retained, as opposed to people who are so frustrated because not every child is appreciated in the education system. There's a winner, there's a loser. Like competition, there's so much emphasis on competition that one person has to win, and that means the rest of them have to lose, and that takes a toll on the child's um, psyche. Like it tells the child that they are not up to the mark, and it puts so much pressure on the person who wants to come first. Like they will do anything, like some of them people, to be at the top, because that's what their parents want them to do, to satisfy their own ego, that my child is at the top of the class, and he always comes first in this and he always comes first in that, and the poor innocent child has to, like, feels forced to be that person if he is to receive love from his parents. Like that is so messed up. Like the parents have to tame their own ego and allow the child to be just the way they are, because what we are aiming for in the age of the Aquarius is not like a source and a sink, where not like a triangle where majority of the people are at the bottom of the food chain and only a few corrupt people are there at the top, because people who are honest and don't really want to put everything on the line to be at the top, like they are not supposed to be suffering. And the universe is aligning things in such a way that it is not the case anymore, because people have to take accountability of their actions. It's not that you can continue like um, trying to con people for money and put it in your bank account, the black money, all of that. So the universe is bringing awareness that you may think that you don't have any consequences, but um, there are consequences. You have to take accountability for your lack of integrity, for your underhand methods. There are consequences, and those consequences, they come up in the form of diseases. They come up in the form, like, diseases is the worst case scenario. Like, it starts off when you constantly are channeling negative energy. It takes a toll on your body, and that's why it's so important to be honest with yourself. Like, people think that they can pretend to be somebody they are not because nobody else will know, but they know. And when they are not being honest with themselves, they are channeling low vibrations, which takes a toll on their body. Not just their body, their all their future generations are going to be impacted by it because of their pattern of dishonesty, and like the whole line is going to suffer. So there are consequences, and the law of the universe, the karma, it's not to punish anybody. It's to make people aware that what energy you are projecting towards your external is going to be reflected back to you, so that you can evolve and let go of the negative patterns that are self-sabotaging. So uh, yeah, I just felt, I've never done this before. I generally read using the cards, but like, this whole thing came up. I felt guided to say that, I guess. So yeah, let's get back to how was pile 2 um, influenced by the education system. How was pile 2 influenced by the education system? Okay, let's see what cards do we have here. Okay, let's clarify this card here. So, life. Yeah. So please clarify, gold digger. How did pile education system impact pile 2? How did the education system impact pile 2? Is this the family pressure to survive and not follow their heart? Is this card meant to come out for pile 2? And these are the cards about. Is this talking about education system deviated them from following their own? Okay, pile 2. So this is talking about the idea that how this education system has influenced you is that it has not taught you to be your true self. The current education system has taught you that you have to listen to your elders and do what pleases them, even if it means that you have to sacrifice your own desires, even if it means you have to sacrifice your own freedom. So, what ends up happening is because our parents and family and school, they tell us that you have to come first. You have to, only if you become this officer are you going to be able to gain respect in society, and only if you earn well are you going to be happy. And so they have influenced you in such a way that, first of all, it has, um, you have this idea that if your choice makes your family or your teachers or your school system or society unhappy, then you must sacrifice that idea, even if it means denying yourself that. Denying yourself what you really want or what really makes you happy. So this is like an example for this would be like, let's say if you want to join art school, but your parents are like, no, but if you don't become a doctor, you are not going to gain the respect in society and people are going to laugh at you. That sort of unacceptance. So that sort of ideas got instilled in you that there are only few roles in society that are respectable, and you have to make sure that whatever you are doing, it's going to ensure that you are going to get this much package of money through it. Like, let's say um, if you're not able to get a package from a big company of, like, let's say uh, 50 or 60K or something, whatever, you have failed as a um, whatever in your profession. So, very strict and unaccepting of the roles that one has to play in the society. Now, how I would like to compare this situation to a natural, um, how it would be in the age of Aquarius that we are heading into, because Uranus is really shaking things up here, especially with the COVID. It has the main idea for this was to make people spend time with themselves and analyze their own actions and behaviors. It's like universe told everyone, go to your room and think about what you did, sort of vibe, because yeah, with the changes happening, the shifts happening, it's going to bring a lot of healing to everyone. We are entering a very like the golden age of our civilization. So we have to evolve for that. So um what was I saying? So anyway, yeah, I was saying, how would you compare this situation? So let's say in a human body, there are the bones and there are the blood cells. Now, if the blood cells start to think that the bones are more important than the red blood cells, and I want to be the bone, and imagine if there are no red blood cells, it would start to cause bone cancer. So, in a harmonious, balanced society, every role is equally important. And how you can achieve that appreciation for your own unique gifts and talents and not allow society to influence or belittle your unique talents, which are meant for you to explore and pursue in this lifetime to create a harmonious balance of community, is by appreciating and validating yourself. Tell yourself, I am an artist, I am a photographer, I am a musician, and um, I know this is what I am meant to be doing, and I don't allow others to tell me if this is good enough or not, if this is going to help me survive or not. And all this fear of survival is what is keeping you from fulfilling your destiny. And because you are not only going to be happy, and there, yes, there may not be like, as you start off in pursuing your true talents, yes, there may not be a guarantee that okay, every year you're going to uh, earn like 100K. But the truth is, when we pursue our heart, even though we are not fully aware of how the money will come, or like we don't have this guarantee or monotony, our life is more adventurous and our life is more alive, and the money flows in because of our state of mind. Money is only a physical manifestation of energy, and um, you will always get more than what you desire, what is required for you to be happy. Like the universe will make sure that your survival needs are met when you take a chance on yourself, when you take a chance to be your true self and not hold yourself back and be this strict person, uh, because you don't want to upset other people, or you are scared of not being able to provide for yourself and other people. um, that is not the best way to be. And this is how the education system has influenced you. And let's take a look at how you can heal from this. So I have this, I wrote this earlier, and these are metaphors. Yeah, so this is, um, these are metaphors, but it can be also literal. So here, the how you can heal, universe is saying, is departure prejudice, which means like whatever prejudice that you hold, like let's say you really enjoy even like just speaking about things, and there's no fixed name of this career, like just speaking randomly about things, or maybe there is now. But it can be a very weird skill, like people are, nobody has ever heard of it or anything, and there's no fixed job or like you can think of. But universe is saying, as you start taking a chance on yourself, you will not regret it. The universe takes care of the survival needs. It's as you become more true to yourself, you will get the abundance, mind, body, soul, physical, mental, emotional, every sort. You will live your fullest potential. And yes, there may be hurdles on the way, but they are not obstacles to discourage you. They are lessons that you will learn through your journey, and you will live a free, happy life. And how you can heal is to remove these prejudices. Understand that it's not true that only certain roles in society are important. Learn that it is not true that there is only one way to earn your living. Now we are so connected in society, and every skill has its place. And a very good example is like YouTube. People make like flip books and they get million views. People create miniature houses and they get million views. Like, you should embrace your unique skill, because that's what you came here to do. And this is grace imperial. So so this is saying that what you have, your true essence, is imperial, it's royal, it's powerful, it's graceful. You have this power to live the abundant life that you desire, and it's not going to come if you're going to be so limited in your thinking, that and if you're going to be so scared of living your life because you want to survive, you want to ensure survival, you want to make everybody else happy, that's not the right way to live. That's not how the age of Aquarius wants to come through. Like, in our society, um, which is like the heaven on earth, everybody embraces their own craft. Everybody is like, one is like a symbiotic relationship. It's like a beautiful flow where there's no source or sink, where the money is not only like some are deprived and some are in not even enjoying, they're just accumulating. it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like a beautiful harmonious flow where where one gives another and takes from another. It's going to be a beautiful harmonious balance, and for us to achieve that and get to that stage, not only if you don't want to think about the society at this point, just think about, do you want to use your life to please other people and to live a life which is not really your fullest potential? Because you have the power to do that. And that's what the universe wants you to work on at this point, because universe wants you to embrace your powers, how powerful you are, how special every single one of you is, and go for your dreams. And and I keep saying this, it's not about changing your life completely in a day. It's about taking those small steps and slowly building your path towards your life's destiny. Okay? So that was your reading, pile 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I wish you lots of love. Welcome, pile number 3. Those of you who chose this pen drive. So as I was looking at this pen drive, it gave me like, it looks like a robot with 2 eyes and a face and like a battery here. So what I feel is how the education system has impacted you the most is probably giving you this idea that there is a right way of doing things and there is a wrong way of doing things. And in order to be successful, you have to follow this path. And taught you how not to trust your intuition. Like this sometimes bothers me when I see parents telling their kids, like, kids have excellent intuition. When a baby says, no, I don't want to eat anymore, that's because they are full, they have excellent intuition. Because when you're born into this on the planet, we have excellent psychic abilities, but the current education system is very rigid and kind of blocks it, because instead of allowing the intuition to guide you, because your body has memory, your body will tell you when what it wants to do, when it wants to do, if we are that sensitive and can listen to it. But because we're so rigid in our ways, the parents can sometimes think, okay, the child has to eat 2 loaves of bread like 3 times a day. Like, you cannot go here and there about it, like, this is how much you have to eat, you cannot eat any less, you cannot eat any more, this is exactly the amount of food that you are going to take. And it bothers me because I have personally faced that too. And it's actually unhealthy, the amount of food that we have. But this is not a reading about food, but that was an example. Like, people like you, like this pile maybe another idea that could have been instilled is that you have to study 8 hours every day, no matter what, whether you feel like it or not, whether you feel inspired to do something else, I don't care. You have to study. You have to first finish your homework, then you can do whatever you want. So, like, these sort of rigid ideas about lifestyle, they are what bring dullness into our lives, like monotony, jadedness, because life is not meant to be this rigid. Life is meant to be free flowing with inspiration. Like, we can ask before starting out any activity, we should make a conscious effort to ask ourselves, whenever we're starting any sort of activity, even if it's about eating food, what type of food, we should take a moment to ourselves and ask ourselves, what am I feeling inspired to do in this very moment? And then do that. And not live such a rigid life of like living on a schedule, because that it it makes you feel heavy, it makes you feel restricted and tied down. And the age of Aquarius where we are heading into is the time of freedom, inspiration, abundance, life force, like excitement, wonder, curiosity, expansion. Like that's what the age of Aquarius is about, and we all have to evolve into that next state, um, the way our evolution is progressing. So let's get some details for you, Pile 3. How has the education system impacted Pile 3? How has the education system impacted Pile 3? Yourself, please clarify bad investment. Yourself, please clarify toxic situation. Yeah. This was popping out, so I'll just take this. And then we have these cards. Is this telling you not to follow your intuition? Is this acting on your flow and inspiration? Is this stubbornness, the conflict? Is there any extra message? Yeah, so these cards just clarify what we spoke about in the beginning, which is amazing. So here again, it talks about with bad investment, and the universe is like, okay, I will give you this example, which I may have quoted in my earlier videos, but this fits here very much. So this is like the cake dream that I had, which was very funny. So I was at a wedding and I was told that the cake is very delicious and is running out, and it might have already been finished. So everybody is like very anxious and they are ready to fight for the cake, and people are trying all dishonest schemes to find the cake. And in the dream, I also happened to just quickly grab a piece from somebody else's plate, sort of, and I eat it, and I was like, it's okay. And then I wander around in the party and I find my friends there and they are eating another cake. And I ask them, what are you eating? And they tell me, we are eating the wedding cake. It's on the other stall and it's really tasty and there's lots of it left, and the cake is not running out. So I was like, wow, somebody told me that in the beginning that I had to fight for the cake. So instead of even thinking about anything else, I instantly started fighting for the cake and trying all sorts of schemes. And if I had just waited patiently for a while and like took a round took a round in the where the wedding was, I could have waited till I met my friends, and then I wouldn't have to go through all that hassle of trying to fight for the cake and then end up getting the wrong one. Instead of, if I just stayed patient for some time, I would have found the cake and it was available in plenty. So that's sort of the overarching idea, that the universal source is unlimited. There is no lack of anything. it's like an unlimited, infinite source of energy always available to us. Now, if we think, because we are told that there is a lack and competition, that we start to fight for it instead of just allowing things to simply flow and come to us. We are programmed to fight for the things that we want. But the truth is, you don't have to fight. You can simply attract whatever you want in your life by being in this feminine flowing energy. So we are all balanced masculine and feminine energies, and the way our consciousness is on the planet earth is very masculine dominated, very ego based, completely like not aware of their intuition and psychic abilities and the natural flow of the universe. So this, how the education system has impacted you, is also very similar. It has told you that what you want, what you desire, you have to fight for it, and you have, because there is a lack of it, there is a competition, and only when you are one of the best can you achieve your desires, when the truth is that's not true at all. You are just working, acting out of fake news because there was a lack of awareness, and because, but you can change that now, because now you are aware that you don't need to fight. What you desire and deserve is available in plenty, and there is no need to fight or compete with somebody else. What is yours, what your true destiny is only for you to have it. Like, when you're seeking your true destiny is also seeking you, and you meet each other halfway. But if instead of seeking your destiny, you're going on some random fight for competition for something else, like, your destiny is going to be there for you still, for you to find it, but you'll be stuck in some other cycle. Just like I was stuck in my dream chasing the wrong cake when the right cake was there all along. So that sort of a vibe, that sort of an idea has been stored in your hardware, that you always have to fight for what you want. Like, there is this rigidity, there's this element of rigidity and aggression in your energy, in your pursuits. Like, even when, let's say, you are given a task, you don't want to, your first thought is not to, how can I enjoy it more? Your thought, this is just an example, your thought can be like, how can I um, get it done, sort of energy. How can I be the best? How can I finish it quicker? How do I attack it? Instead of how do I enjoy it, your thought is, how do I attack this task? That's the difference. So here, what the universe wants you to know, and how you can heal from this idea, is that first, you have to stop seeing yourself like this. You have to stop seeing yourself as you are at some sort of disadvantage. If you truly enjoy doing something, and it can mean anything for you, it can mean photography, it can mean fishing, it can mean cartoon making. Not all of the trades and occupations at this point of time are fully accepted and respected in society, but they are going to be in the age of Aquarius we are heading into. And you have to first realize that you have that gift. You have to acknowledge and appreciate yourself for that gift, that this gift was given to me by source to explore it in this lifetime. And whatever your true talent is, you are ensured, guaranteed success by the universe. Now, what does guaranteed success mean may be different from what you currently think, because the ego cannot see beyond the material. So you, maybe the current idea of success probably means, if I do a job as a lawyer, I can earn millions. But if I do job as a let's say, photographer, I will not earn millions. Now, because this parameter is so physical, the money parameter is so physical, um, the truth is, even if you become a lawyer and are able to earn millions, your level of satisfaction and happiness from life is not going to be your full potential, because you have not honored your soul, your heart. And if you instead chose to be a photographer, and yes, it takes a lot of courage to have faith in yourself, especially when society has always told you that you're not good enough and made you feel like you lack something. It can be very hard to take that courage and go after your dreams. But when you do, the universe gifts you with all that you need. And the success, the definition of success in terms of the universe can be very different from what your ego perceives success to be. But it is going to be successful, and you are going to be able to survive, and you are going to be able to live a happy, fulfilling life and make the most out of this life. And this is confirming that what you may think is a bad investment, universe will always send you the right people to lighten your load on your journey. Like when you follow your heart, you may not at the very beginning see how that turn is going to bring you a pot of gold, but at every point in your life, as you follow your road, the universe is going to be there at every step of the way. Trust, find your true essence, build this connection with the universe. The universe, we can develop our psychic intuitive skills to a point where we are actually able to hear spirit. But because we are not we have not nurtured this intuition from birth, it can be very absurd at this point of your life, but it is very real. You can build a one-on-one connection with source and live a life that is most fulfilling and abundant for yourself. And there are psychics who can help you align to that path. But it is up to you, and every choice that you're making at this very moment that will determine how you progress in your life journey. There is a lot of risk and a lot of courage, but is also more abundant, fulfilling, and full of life force and excitement and happiness and magic. So it's up to you what sort of experience you want to experience in this lifetime. It's not that time is running out or anything. You will get another lifetime. You will get several lifetimes till you eventually choose the path of your soul, because you will keep on repeating the same lesson till you have fully embodied it. So I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just trying to motivate that you have a special talent in you, and this education system, whatever rigidity it has brought into your system, try to release it slowly and try to build your trust and faith and communication with the source, the universe, unconditional love. Because as we are heading into this age of Aquarius, wonderful things await for everyone, and this is the opportunity for you to do that for yourself. So let's go to the healing message for pile 3. So this I wrote before starting the reading, and the universe speaks to us in metaphors. So let's see what came out for you. So we have proportion, pump, notorious text. So with the notorious text, this is saying that not everything that has been written in a book or told to you by an elder is a truth. You have to take the effort to find your own truths, because the truth is going to feel uplifting and empowering, and an illusion is going to feel heavy and disempowering. So that's how you realize what a truth is from an illusion. And with this proportion pump, with the pump and the washing machine here, I am feeling like you may think that on this road of being your true self, it's going to take a lot of work and lot of changes and a lot to deal with, and it's not going to be as straightforward as your traditional route. But with the proportion pump, universe is saying that you're never going to feel heavy on this path, because the universe is always going to help you lighten the load. Because I have experienced it myself on my own journey, that when I was living based on my old programming that I grew up with, I was always anxious and heavy. And now I've made these life changing decisions, and I don't feel the anxiousness or heaviness anymore because of the trust and communication I have with the universe. And I don't feel heavy. And yes, there have been a lot of major changes in my life, including my job, my family, everything. Like everything has changed, but I've not felt heavy. Instead, I feel light and grateful and full of life, and just happy being myself. And the universe wants us to embrace ourselves. When we embrace our true selves, the light, you feel light within, and that's beautiful to experience. So that's how you can heal from this current situation. And how this education system has impacted you. So I hope you guys found that helpful, and if you did, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys later.